Tonight, the controversy surrounding flock cameras continues, with yet another city joining the list of those ending their contract with the company behind the camera technology. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Brooke Buckner.
And I'm Jurnee Taylor. Several Arkansas communities are now reevaluating flock's technology, including Mayflower, which is where we find THV11's Maya Ellison to begin things tonight. Maya, what all went into this decision?
Yeah, it was Chief Byrd who says flock cameras like the one that you see behind me calls her team to review and hear those concerns in the community, causing them to ask questions like why are they located in certain places here in Mayflower, as well as how they are used. Now, she did not want to speak on camera, but she walked me through the timeline as she says it dates back to 2023 when Mayflower signed a 4-year deal with Flock Safety set to expire next year. But after residents raised concerns about overreach, she says her team got a chance to review the system. She says the review found fewer than 1% of scans nationwide involve criminal or suspected criminal activity. She tells me that number, along with hearing community concern like what you're about to hear in just a second, made her uncomfortable with the camera's use right here in Mayflower.
It's very confusing for just normal people. You know, why did they put it here in the first place? And now, okay, now they're going to take it out because the people don't want it, which is good that they're listening to us. But of course, you know, it'd been nice to know they were doing it in the first place.
Yeah, and on your screen, you'll see some of those other points that Chief Byrd shared with me, along with camera's location. It includes, she says, one camera points directly into a neighborhood. She says officers solved crimes before flock cameras. When I asked her what was the argument for those that say, hey, we want the cameras to remain here in Mayflower and will continue to investigate without them. Now, as for what happens next, she says Flock Safety will send crews to remove cameras like this one you see behind me, but she did not get a chance to share with me that exact timeline as to when these cameras would be removed. And since she said they discontinued their agreement with Flock Safety, they will continue to pay the outstanding budget, or the contractual agreement they will continue to pay leading up until 2027. Live in Mayflower, Maya Ellison, THV11 News.
All right, Maya, thank you. Continuing coverage in our THV11 investigation tonight, former employees of Nova Roots Academy in Hot Springs say families are out of childcare options and staff are still waiting for paychecks.
State records show 43 students were enrolled and the school participated in Arkansas's Education Freedom Account program. But former employees say they haven't been paid in nearly a month. About the same time, they learned the school suddenly closed.
Tonight, THV11 investigator Tanya Motorzitsky is tracking the money and the questions left behind.
As families get ready to head back to school, former Nova Roots Academy teachers and the 43 children enrolled there are facing a much different reality.
She never told us, like, hey, we're closing kind of thing.
Just last week, I told you families were left scrambling, learning just weeks before school started that Nova Roots Academy would close. Owners Greg and Donna Whitty say medical reasons and the sale of the building forced the closure. Except the building owners tell me the Whittys were evicted for unpaid rent and owe nearly $20,000. Former employee Lila says she saw a building manager come to collect the rent. She says Greg told her he had the situation handled.
He was trying to manipulate Donna into thinking everything was fine and dandy when nothing was even getting paid for.
Lila graduated in May and earned her certification while still in high school and says she had known Donna since she was 13. She says she was excited to work and save money for college. Donna hired her as a front desk receptionist and teacher assistant.
And then Monday through Friday for like 8 hours-ish. And I was like, well, that's great.
Lila says Greg told staff he would pay them out of pocket through the summer until funding arrived in August. She says summer camp ended just after 3 weeks, even though it was supposed to go until school started. On July 10th, Lila received what she later learned was her last paycheck. She says the school still owes employees at least 2 weeks of pay.
$900 for me, and then they owe my mom about $500.
Lila says she reached out to Donna Whitty, but was ghosted.
Donna and Greg both blocked me on messages. I'm blocked on Facebook. They even blocked my Cash App.
New documents I obtained from the Arkansas Department of Education show Nova Roots Academy applied to participate in Arkansas Freedom Account programs. Documents say ADE is looking into allegations of unlicensed daycare operations, Misrepresentation for the reason of closure, abandoned animals, lack of refunds, and EFA funding. Lila believes Donna had good intentions before Greg became involved.
She had the biggest hopes and dreams to start a micro school. Has always been her biggest dream. And then when he came along, he was like, well, I have money, I can do it.
Tanya Motorzycki, THV 11 investigates.
Tanya, thank you. Tanya is still working to find out how much funding Nova Roots received from ADE and the EFA program.
Now, she's contacted the school's owners multiple times for a response. She has not heard back just yet.
The temperature on this Monday soared to 100 degrees at the Little Rock Airport. That's the 8th time this year that we've seen that happen, and we've got more to go. Here's what's happening out there right now. 99 in Little Rock, but it's 81 in Pine Bluff. You see the clouds bubbling up, and there are some showers and thunderstorms in southeast Arkansas. I'm going to have a look at radar in just 1 second, but there's your current heat index, primarily into the low triple digits. Looks like 107 is what it feels like in Surf City. But here's those showers and thunderstorms. They developed into Drew County and then sent outflow boundary that has built new activity into Calhoun County, around Fordyce as you get into Dallas County, and also now pushing its way closer to Sheridan. So Sheridan, you could see a quick downpour over the next hour or so. Still some rain happening here in Pine Bluff, and one lone storm also into Stuttgart. Highs tomorrow, we're going to do it again. Upper 90s to low 100s, and we do have a heat advisory in effect for pretty much the entire area of the THV 11 viewing area. That includes us here in central Arkansas. More triple-digit heat is anticipated. I'll have how high it might get coming up.
Thanks, Nathan. Well, back to school season is in full swing, and today it was the Pulaski County Special School District who had its summer come to an end. The district's adjusting to a new curriculum and a new message for students. The new curriculum uses what the district calls lesson internalization, breaking down state standards to help teachers ensure students across the district are receiving the same quality of education, even if they transfer to a different school. Mills Middle School principal Lisa Watson says even with the changes, her teachers are ready for students on day one.
I don't have any concerns because I have an outstanding staff, and they have been here all through the summer planning. They have been here early working, getting their rooms ready, and so we're just excited. Our teachers are excited. We're just going to have a great year.
PCSSD is just one of many districts we'll be covering this week as we head into the new school year. And for all things back to school, like start days and events, be sure to check out the THV 11 app or thv11.com.
And if you've got kids headed back to school, you know it can be both exciting and stressful. But therapists say you can help ease them back into the new year. They recommend teaching your child how to slow their body down, adding that closing their eyes and counting to 10 and taking deep breaths can help. And perhaps the best way to teach them those skills is showing them how you deal with anxiety.
Explain what you're feeling and what you're going to do with that feeling to prepare, because that's how they learn. We want them to have lots of different things in their toolkit, so if they do feel overwhelmed when they're at school, they know what to do because you've already practiced.
Well, Baumstein also says if possible, students should take a break when they feel overwhelmed, and remember they can always ask for help. And as students head back to school, Arkansas State Police are launching the Extreme Safety Campaign. It starts today and runs through August 16th. The campaign reminds drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists to stay alert as more children walk and bike to school. So make sure you slow down and watch for those students in school zones and neighborhoods.
Anticipation is building ahead of the opening of Arkansas's first Buc-ee's. But with the first day just a week away, questions remain about how all that extra traffic could affect the area.
That's because it also comes at the same time that school is starting. THV 11's Tara Knight reports on the city and state's plans to keep traffic moving.
The traffic lights are on, the street signs are up, and construction crews are putting the finishing touches on the first Buc-ee's in Arkansas.
It's their store, it's their business, and we're very, very happy they're coming. It's our highway to maintain, so that's how we work together.
Dave Parker with the Arkansas Department of Transportation says RDOT and the city of Benton have spent years preparing for the increased traffic.
Anything that had to do with work on the Interstate 30, we had to have a say in it because that's our responsibility to you, the taxpayer, to make sure it's safe.
Local law enforcement and city leaders are also preparing. They met Monday morning to go over the traffic plan for the grand opening.
All the authorities, state police, sheriff's department, police department, have all met to come up with a plan that will handle whatever situation arises during the grand opening.
Benton Mayor Tom Former says officers will have a heavy police presence on Monday. He says the traffic plan also accounts for the large crowds expected at the store.
2 lanes go to the right, 2 lanes go straight ahead, 2 lanes go to the left. So it's basically a 6-lane exit with anticipation of the traffic that was planned on being there.
RDOT required traffic signals at key points around the development. Multiple entrances should also help keep cars moving in and out of the giant parking lot.
They also required the Buc-ee organization to put in a light right there across the street from, or right at the Buc-ee's location going in. So there's actually 3 entrances going into Buc-ee's as you come off the freeway.
If you're driving through the area next Monday, expect delays. The grand opening also falls on Benton School's first day of kindergarten, adding more traffic on the roads. In Benton, Tamer Knight, THV 11 News.
All right, Tamer, thank you. Well, still here to come at 6. We've got the latest on yet another recall from Taylor Farms. What you need to know coming up.
Well, we just started a new work week, but what you see is what you get. Heat advisories likely will be issued all the way into a week from now, and maybe even the potential of seeing extreme heat warnings, as that feels like we'll flirt with 110. Actual air temperatures, I think you're going to be surprised of how many triple-digit days I'm looking at. More on that forecast and also more on the Perseids coming up.